Hey, sorry for interrupting. This is Perry Kurtz, and I just want to tell you I've got a new podcast. I know you're saying, oh, great, another one. Well, this one's different. It's called Happy News with Perry Kurtz. Happy news, good stuff, things to make you feel good about life. We're going to be talking to famous and infamous people that are friends of mine and discussing the happy news. You can listen to us on iTunes, Stitcher, CastBox, and wherever you listen to your podcasts, as well as watching us on Binge on This on YouTube.
What's hood? It is your boy, Forever Cabron, aka FC, back on the microphone. You tuned into What's Hood, that's it, of Goodnight Food Productions right here on the Binge on This network, which is home to Happy News with Perry Kurtz, Olden Time TV, Sam of all trades, Rolling 420s, What's Hood with me, the boy, yes sir, and of course the flagship El Capitan of our network, this, that, and the other, with the homies Bryan and Sam, dog. We thank you for liking, subscribing, listening, catching us on wherever you get your podcast from Spotify to Stitcher to Apple Podcasts, you feel me? Thank you for liking, subscribing, turning on the notification bell, the whole nine, you know. If you're on the Apple Podcast bit, if that's your life, don't forget to leave us a review, dog. Let us know how we're doing, you feel me? It is a work endeavor, it is a work in progress, you know, and teamwork makes the dream work, yes, Sam. So yeah, dog, welcome back to What's Hood. It is I, your boy, Forever Cabron, over here living life live on the microphone, you feel me? It's been pretty hectic, dog. Rest in power to Vanessa Guillen, rest in power to George Floyd, rest in power to Rashad Arbery, rest in power to everyone else that we've lost here in the struggle, you feel me? The saga continues, the drama continues, you know what I'm saying? Fuck, man, if you listen to, you're tuned into episode 36, I want to say too, by the way. We don't know what to call this one, dog. We're a little bit off the cuff, you feel me? I stumbled into a conversation that we'll get into in a minute, but let's go back to what's breaking news out here in these internet streets, you feel me? Yeah, dog, if you tuned into any kind of Twitch, Smash Brothers gaming-esque community, a lot of people and a lot of semi-celebrities, I guess you can say, have been exposed as weirdos. So it is par for the course, you know what I'm saying? They arrested that pedophile's girlfriend, so she's about to go under too, you know what I'm saying? So it's wild times we're living in, dog. Hey, by the way, hey, Lotero Lives Matters, fool. Shout out to the street vendors out there feeding the fucking community in public. And fuck all those young fuckers that think that, you know, just because you're robbing old folks, that you want some sort of up and up way. Like, that's not with the business, fool. You feel me? And eventually it's gonna get to the point where some of y'all, y'all really ain't ready for those kind of consequences, you feel me? Rest in power. Let me see if I can find the homie that got, you know, who just trying to get bread, dog. Just trying to get bread, you feel me? There's so much on my feed, dog. There's so much negative shit going on in the world sometimes that it can get exhausting. It can get depressing. It can bring you down, you feel me? But you gotta remember that you're not supposed to, what's the word I'm looking for? Focus on the negative too much, you feel me? You gotta find the positive in this shit. So shout out to the people out there, you know, giving back to the community, giving awareness, bringing up awareness, the whole nine, because it is truly needed, you know what I'm saying? We need to bring alertness and awareness to these situations, and let's not pretend like it's just one race, one community coming after us. Oh, dog, nah. Gangbanging cholos out there been extorting street vendors since forever. But y'all want to pretend just because it's like your own, it's okay. Nah, dog. It's one of those things in which, you know, the respect of others isn't, you can't, what's the word I'm looking for? There's a phrase out there that people say that, you know, you can't judge the past with current eyes. And I'm not gonna lie, a homie finds that kind of like bull, you feel me? Because even back then you can tell what's wrong, like you can now, you know what I'm saying? Silence is compliance or whatever the fuck it is. Apathy is death, fool. You gotta feel some type of way to create some type of change, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, dog, protect our street vendors, protect those motherfuckers out there that hit the street and pavement every day, no matter the conditions of the weather. Out here in Arizona, dog, in the desert, in triple digit weather, fool. We're not even talking about 101. We're talking about triple ones, fool. 111, 116 shit in the next 5 to 10, 20 years. It might be 120 on the weekend, you feel me? So in those situations, in those times and places, dog, like these fools go out there to refresh the community. You know, they sacrifice body to the sun. You know, it's a complicated conversation, locals. So yeah, dog, respect our eloteros, respect our paleteros. You feel me? If you got bread, dog, don't forget to tip them too. You feel me? They're supplying you with a service, yeah, dog. But at the same time, you know, why don't only donate to all these large causes, dog? Donate to your local street vendor. Donate, you know, a local paletero, elotero, raspadero. You know, whatever's out there, you know, trying to make it work, trying to make a buck out of 15 cents. You feel me? Like we gotta try somehow, locals out here. It's real in the field. You feel me? One of those things that I find funny, and this week's conversation, I want to talk about the ideology of mestizo. The idea of a half-breed, now, because I stumbled into a conversation that, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, some of the shit that I say without looking at it deeply is gonna cost me friendships, just because it is what it is. You feel me? I refuse to conform to what people would call the overwhelming or the overgeneralizing, you know, thought or whatever, what have you. There are certain things that, like, you know, bother me. For the example of the mixing or the readdressing of racism and oppression. You feel me? The fact that people are claiming, oh, reverse racism doesn't exist, you can't be racist, you have no power. Like, that's not how this works. There is systemic oppression due to racism, yes, but racism in and of itself isn't a power dynamic thing, you feel me? But anyways, long story short, I came across a post a while back that stated, you know, you had a whole bunch of like blues inspired, the original grassroots movements, jazz, hip hop, all of that. And, you know, the statement was, you know, it's all black, you know, it's all African based. It's like, if you love this kind of music, you should love Black Lives. If this kind of music means or speaks to you, that you should, you know, appreciate the individuals out there that create it or that it comes from, which is great. I fuck with the vision, you know. But then she got on her little soapbox. It is what it is, dog. Conversations happen, you feel me? So anyways, they get on the little soapbox and whatever, and they put in that, you know, cumbia, salsa, reggaeton, that is also black. And to me, I pull back for that for 30 seconds, because it isn't really black, locals. It's a mixed creation. It's a fusion. It's a mestizo. It's something that just comes naturally born from the origination or the mixing of our cultures. You feel me? Like the first individuals that are gonna bring about positive change to the world are musicians that wanna test and experiment with sounds, especially the way other cultures find rhythms to it. You feel me? So she put up that thing, and, you know, I told her, like, you know, that's borderline blackwashing, because it's a mixed creation. It doesn't have white or black origination. It's just a tribal thing. You feel me? So it's a conversation that led down to another thing. You know, she was telling me about how it came up in Central America, the word cumbe, and, you know, that's how cumbia came about. And it's an overgeneralization. It's an overreach of just erasing the agency of the indigenous population that was there within Central America. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever you want to call it. When it comes to the word cumbia, to me, it's an indigenous art form. You feel me? It's a mixed indigenous art form. Mixed in the sense that it's gonna bring in from other cultures. It's gonna bring in from other places. You feel me? Cumbia today is not a black or white creation, it is a mixed one. It is a revolutionary one. You know, cumbia. It's the first. It's the first movement forward into mixing our cultures into something new, something different, something from here and something from there that brings about rhythm. And indigenous cultures here in the what we will consider Western Hemisphere, out here, their idea of praying, their idea of getting in contact with the higher power involved dancing. So you have a shit ton of slaves interacting with a whole bunch of indigenous folks, and you have white owners talking to the slaves, because people forget that indigenous people in the Spanish conquered territories or whatever, it was all done through allyship and through treaties and deals. The Spanish didn't conquer shit. They just signed paperwork to use other tribes to do the fucking killing and hunting for them. And the thing that allowed them to do such a thing was the fact that they had gunpowder and muskets and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Coming back with metal and shit, like, yeah, it's a whole other conversation. But when you have white slave masters asking black slaves, hey, yo, what are they doing? And the only explanation is cumbe, cumbe. Yeah, the ignorant white man is gonna be cumbe, cumbia, caile, sobre, fucking dance, whatever the fuck you guys want to do. Just don't pray. You feel me? So when it came to that discussion, it became like, is it blackwashing? You feel me? And who am I to discuss this with my own culture? You feel me? I need to reach out to the homies, but it's just one of those things where it's like, it's difficult to reach for a homie that's with the mentality of a U.S. citizen. And you'd be amazed on how much the country where you're raised kind of allows you to challenge your perspective when you're dealing with other ideologies. You feel me? It's one of those things in which you begin to question on it's a bigger conversation, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, to me, when it came to that discussion, it's on like, have you been home? Have you experienced where these things come from for you to state such a fact? You feel me? Because I understand that the world as it is today is very... It's made by those that would deem themselves the victors, but the truth be told about that reality is this: victory is short-lived at times. You feel me? Like, at the end of the day, just because you think you conquered, just because you think what you wrote in your history books is correct, doesn't make it right, fool. Like, at the end of the day, the reality around you is going to be based upon the structure around you. You feel me? I live in a Republican town. Let's say all these motherfuckers out here in this part of fucking Phoenix where I'm at, dog, they're all fucking bullshit supporters. You feel me? And it is what it is. But within this environment, I understand that there's a vocal minority, because the majority that's silent don't speak up because they have to duck from the ops. You feel me? But anyways, long story short, that conversation back with the homegirl or former homegirl, whatever, you know, it delves into anti-blackness, because like I told her, you know, I'm personally, on a personal level, a local is already fed up with the ideologies having to read upon ourselves by other people that don't really understand us. It's always done through 3 or 4 different lenses of separation, and people just eyeballing us like we're some sort of fucking zoo animal. You feel me? Like, at the end of the day, nah, dog, like, we're already here. You know, I was having a conversation in my community, and it's one of those things where the insult of India, indígena, like, dog, shut the, like, really? That's how you're gonna insult me? I said, like, well, what the fuck does that even mean? Oh, it just means that you're uncivilized and uncultured. Bitch, shut the fuck up, because you're over here insulting a compa. You feel like it's in that dialogue, it's in that aspect, you know what I'm saying? So to me, when it comes to that shit, dog, like, I don't fuck with it. I don't vibe with it. As I wade through these movements or these philosophies, I find myself asking, how many of these fools have been home? How many of these fools have gone back? How many 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 generations Latinos have I dealt with that don't understand where they're from? Oh, I'm Mexican, but I don't speak Spanish. Oh, I'm Mexican, but I don't eat tacos. Oh, I'm Mexican, but I don't understand the culture. Oh, I'm like, what makes you Mexican? The fact that your last name sounds exotic when in the end of the day it actually sounds white. Jefferson, Rodriguez, Hernandez, Thompson, like really? These are the kind of things you really want to discuss? And mind you, I am ignorant in a lot of the U.S. customs because a lot of that stuff, it didn't make it out west as much as you would like to think. You feel me? The U.S. is still a nation based on the ideology of 13 colonies. I don't know how to relate. So, as I approached the homie about the conversation about blackwashing our culture, they hit me with the historical facts that you pick up off on Wikipedia. And now everyone will tell you Wikipedia isn't the proper source, but mind you, at the end of the day, neither is an encyclopedia either. You feel me? It's a rough estimate on how whites view the world. I was talking to somebody else the other day and I was letting them know, yo, dog, like I'm sick and tired of the word Hispanic being thrown around for you to be claimed that you're Mesoamerican. Like at the end of the day, to be Hispanic is to be white. There's nothing brown about Hispanics. Hay que mantenerlo al 100, ¿me entienden? Somos de la raíz. We're from the root. You feel me? Like there is nothing Hispanic about us. Our last names, our customs, there ain't nothing Hispanic about it. The only thing that makes it Hispanic is that they want to force us to practice their bullshit Christianity. And at the end of the day, man, fuck the ops. It is what it is, you feel me? But that's a conversation that kind of stumbled upon in that situation. And it makes me question now because a human, like, I'm not imperfect, you feel me? Like, I know I got my flaws, but to me personally, the ideology of our culture, it doesn't have room to be anti-black. We are the people of color. We are the majority. You feel me? I look around, no matter where I go, dog. I can go to a restaurant that sits a capacity of 40 fucking people, and out of those 40 people, only 15 to 10 of them will be white. And the other would be mixed Latinos, and then you got your sprinkled Asians and other races X, Y, Z there. You feel me? So I don't, like I said, it's a dialogue, dog. And like I said, it's not one that I should be having by myself, but it's also one that, requires someone from an Afro-Indigenous descent to have this conversation with, as well as someone that was raised, if I can ever get that opportunity, dog, I'll be more than happy to kind of delve into it. But that's, like I said, you can't crack down centuries of oppression and abuse, you feel me? All you can do is remind people of the source and of their value. And to me, when it comes to cumbia, dog, like we, the mixed seeds, whether you're African, Asian, European, Spanish, more Middle Eastern, whatever the fuck, but if you're mestizo, dog, if you're mixed, if you're a half breed like me, dog, if you know about el maíz and you have a conflicting sense of whatever the fuck you are, just remember that you're Mesoamerican. That's it. Just remember that you come from this side of the planet. Remember that this is what we call home. You know what I'm saying? And like nothing can ever take that away. Nothing can ever strip you from that except yourself. And you gotta overcome that shit, locals. It's just one of those things, dog, where like my mind's been weighing heavy on it. You feel me? I probably did a poor ass job of explaining myself, locals, but it's just like I said. It's one of those things that when I think about it, like, is it anti-black to consider mixed seeds a whole? Like, you feel me? Like, where your color and skin tone doesn't matter. You feel me? Because we're down with the cause, because there are kinfolk. You feel me? We're not far from the tree. You feel me? We're cousins, and it's just one of those things, fool. Like I said, I'm a little bit off today. My bad, dog. I'm just going through some things, But look, I says, want to thank you once again for tuning in. I want to thank you for peeping game, dog. You know, thank you for listening to another Goodnight Food Productions right here on the Binge on this network. You feel me? Thank you for, you know, liking, subscribing, the whole nine. And remember, dog, check into, you know, Happy New Perry Kurtz. You feel me? The homie's taking a sabbatical, but he's out there living, dog. Check out, you know, Sam of All Trades, where the homie Sam is going to guide you on a list of conversations, dog, of all different trades. The Reading Ronin, where the homie Bryan's going to tell you some short tales, you know, kind of expand your mind, Craig. Rolling 420s, dog, where you can join in on adventure of the high fantasy kind. And of course, the flagship, the El Capitan of the network, this, that, and the other, with the homies Bryan and Sam, dog. We hope you tune in. We hope you like, subscribe, leave a comment, the whole nine. And like always, locals, Avato. Ah, shit, dog. I'll let you know I'm fucking out of it. But Avato will catch you at the next like. Peace.